there, welcome to my kitchen. It is time for more slow cooker recipes. I absolutely love using my slow cooker for dinner time just because in the morning you could throw whatever you are going to cook in your slow cooker, and then when you come home from work or school or wherever you're coming home from, you have a warm, delicious meal to eat. So I hope you enjoy this video. Let's jump to my kitchen and start slow cooking. We're definitely starting out with a favorite for me today. This creamy Italian chicken is so good. To my slow cooker, I'm adding about a pound of chicken, so a couple chicken breasts. Next, you'll be adding one dry packet of this zesty Italian dressing mix. This will give it a ton of great flavor. And then the last couple ingredients you'll add in is just a can of cream of chicken and then 4 ounces of cubed cream cheese. You'll put the lid on top of this slow cooker and cook it on low for about 6 hours. After my chicken was completely cooked, I made sure to shred it up super duper well, and then I served it over a bed of egg noodles. You could seriously serve this over anything you want, rice, mashed potatoes, but like I said before, this is one of my all-time favorite slow cooker recipes. It has very minimal ingredients, and it comes together in no time at all. Now we're going to begin on probably one of the most simple pork chop recipes ever. To begin, I have 4 medium thick pork chops right here. I'm seasoning them on both sides with a little bit of salt and pepper. After I season them on both sides with salt and pepper, I pulled out my slow cooker, and to the bottom of my slow cooker, I'm adding 1 can of cream of mushroom soup with roasted garlic. If you don't have the cream of mushroom soup with roasted garlic, you could just add regular cream of mushroom soup or cream of chicken, whatever you prefer. And then I added 1/4 cup of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and then you're going to whisk this mixture all together. Now that our sauce is well combined, I'm adding our pork chops in, and you see me kind of coating the pork chops in that yummy sauce. This is going to slow cook on low for about 6 hours or until your pork chops are completely cooked. Once my pork chops were cooked, I just started on the little sides that I made up. So all I did was boil up egg noodles. I've been loving egg noodles recently. I don't know why, they're just super good. But here are my pork chops. I just served them over the egg noodles with plenty of the sauce and steamed peas on the side. These pork chops were super tender. Everybody needs a good barbecue chicken sandwich recipe, and this one's actually my favorite. To begin, I'm dicing up 1 smaller onion into smaller pieces. Now over to this medium-sized bowl, I'm going to be adding 1.5 cups of barbecue sauce. I'm using Sweet Baby Ray's because that's what I have on hand, but you could use Great Value, any type of barbecue sauce you like really. And then I added 1/4 cup of chicken broth and then the onion that we diced up to the bowl. Whisk this all together so everything combines well. Over to my slow cooker, I'm adding my chicken breast. It's a little over a pound of chicken breast along with the sauce mixture that we made up. I'm going to put the lid on top and cook this on low for about 6 hours. After the 6 hours of cooking, you are just going to shred your chicken up into smaller pieces. After my chicken was completely shredded, I let this continue to cook on low for an additional 20 to 30 minutes. I really do love making this specific coleslaw to pair with our barbecue chicken sandwiches. So to get it started in this bowl, I just added 1/2 cup of mayonnaise with a teaspoon of yellow mustard. Now I'm adding in a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar with 1/2 teaspoon of sugar, and then 1/2 teaspoon of celery salt, and then lastly 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and then just mix this mixture all together. And then you will add in 1/2 of a diced up white onion, and then 4 cups of cabbage mix. I already bought like the pre-shredded cabbage mix at the store, but all it is just cabbage and carrots mixed together. So after I combined these ingredients together, I refrigerated it for an hour, and then here's the finished product. I just served the barbecue chicken in a bun with some of that coleslaw that I made up. And then I just paired it with watermelon because the watermelon has been really good at my stores recently. Now we're making this taco pasta. This is one of those meals that I could eat over and over again. It's that good. It also makes for great leftovers. So to begin, in my pan, I added 1 pound of ground beef. I'm going to cook it through. And then here's my daughter's arm. She was trying to help me start dinner on that particular day. But once my ground beef was cooked and I drained out any excess grease, I jumped over to my slow cooker, and now I'm adding the ground beef into my slow cooker along with 1 diced up red bell pepper, or you could add a diced up onion, kind of whatever you prefer, 1 drained can of corn, 1 can of crushed tomatoes, 1 cup of salsa. You could use any type of salsa you like, and then 2.5 cups of water. Lastly, you'll add in your taco seasoning, just about 2 tablespoons of that. Go ahead and give this a really good stir, and then cook this on low for about 6 hours. After 6 hours of slow cooking, my house was smelling so good. Now I'm adding in my 12 ounces of uncooked rotini noodles. I'm going to kind of push them down in the liquid so they're not sticking up. And then this is going to cook on high for 30 more minutes until your noodles are cooked and it looks something like this. You could really serve this however you dream of doing so, but what I like to do is I like to top it with my favorite kind of like taco toppings. So cheese, sour cream, cilantro, and cherry tomatoes. These seasoned chicken thighs are out of this world, so to get them started, in this little measuring cup, I have a 1/2 cup of chicken broth. To the broth, I'm adding in the juice from 1/2 of a lemon, and then I'm going to stir it together. Over to my slow cooker, I'm going to be adding in my 4 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I do definitely suggest you using chicken thighs for this recipe because they come out so moist in the end. And then I added that chicken broth mixture. Now I'm adding a dash of salt and pepper, and then a little dash of crushed red pepper flakes. The rest of the ingredients I'm adding in is just a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and paprika. And then the last 2 things you'll add in is a tablespoon of minced garlic and 1/4 cup of sliced butter. I just put the butter slices right on top of everything. This will slow cook on low for about 6 to 7 hours. Here's my plate of food. I poured plenty of the sauce that the chicken was cooking in on top of everything. The chicken is fall apart tender and it has great flavor. I served it alongside of this couscous. This couscous only takes about 5 minutes to throw together. Now we're making these sweet and sour Hawaiian meatballs. To get this one started on my cutting board, I'm going to be cutting 1 red bell pepper and an orange bell pepper into smaller pieces. Now we're going to jump over to my slow cooker. So to my slow cooker, I'm going to be adding 32 ounces of these turkey meatballs in. You could add anywhere between 24 to 32 ounces of turkey meatballs though, just to let you know. And then on top of those meatballs, I just added the bell peppers. The next thing you'll add in is 20 ounces of pineapple chunks. I am saving the juice from the pineapple chunks to make a little sauce out of it in a moment. Over to this separate bowl with the pineapple juice that we just saved. Go ahead and add it into the bowl, along with a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2/3 cup of white vinegar, and then 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. The cornstarch will help thicken this sauce up in the end, and then whisk this together. After I added the sauce that we just made up into our meatballs, I gave this a good stir to coat everything in the sauce, and then I slow cooked this on low for about 4 hours. Once the 4 hours were up, I started on my rice. I'm just cooking my rice in the Instant Pot, and this is how I do it. I spray my Instant Pot with nonstick spray, and then I added 2 cups of rinsed white rice with 2 cups of water. I put the lid on top, set it to sealing, and then I always press the rice button. I absolutely love making rice in my Instant Pot. It is just so easy to do. But here are the meatballs after they are finished slow cooking. As you just saw, to plate this up, all I did was put a bed of the white rice on my plate and then topped it with the Hawaiian meatballs. This is such a delicious family-friendly meal. I hope you found a recipe for yourself, and I have so many more slow cooker videos like this on my channel, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any more in the future. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.